Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. Welcome back to What's on the Playlist today. Today I want to talk about the not the individual albums, but the compilation Thing a Week set by Johnathan Coulton. Uh, this is not his first albums. It's actually his fourth through his seventh, I believe. But Johnathan Coulton had basically quit his day job to start writing music, and he issued himself a challenge. He was going to write a song every week for an entire year. Every week. That became his Thing a Week project. And he succeeded. He wrote 52 songs in a year and then compiled them into 4 albums, Winter, Spring, Summer, and Fall. Thing a Week 1, 2, 3, and 4. I was actually impressed by this. I actually did not know, had never heard of Johnathan Coulton, because even though I am a nerd, I'm an old nerd who, doesn't keep up with the new stuff, really. I kind of sit in my little isolation, and I found out about these things way after they've already been, common knowledge amongst the younger nerds. But this collection contains some of Johnathan Coulton's strongest hits. For those of you who don't know, Johnathan Coulton is a somewhat comedy songwriter, basically a comedy songwriter, but he's also a huge nerd. His song contains songs about science fiction and stuff. They're a little weird, but like the first album, probably one of the best known songs on this is Shop Vac, and he did an acoustic version of Baby Got Back. I do want to talk about that, even though I think I've mentioned it in the past. It was probably a long time ago. This acoustic version of Baby Got Back was actually plagiarized by the TV show Glee. They actually plagiarized his version of it and didn't give him credit for it. When news of this came out, they basically said, well, their response to him saying, hey, I want credit for this, was to say, well, you get exposure. It's like, well, how can I get exposure when you didn't credit my compilation? Because he did, rewrite the music. I mean, the lyrics are the same, but he changed the tempo, played it on an acoustic guitar. So he did do some work to rewrite this as an acoustic song. And they stole his compilation completely, down to, one of his, he changed one of the lyrics to Johnny C's in Trouble. Johnathan Coulton, Johnny C's in Trouble. He had like a duck sound effect in the background. And Glee stole all of that in their initial showing of this. And when news of this came out, because Glee put out record albums of all this to sell. That's what got Johnathan Coulton opposite. They were trying to sell their theft of his composition for profit, and weren't going to give him any money out of it. So when news of that got out, their sales tanked and his went through the roof. So he scored a victory with that one, for which I'm very pleased. I am very glad that Glee got screwed for stealing. There's also a Pod Saved Christmas song, which is kind of a nerdy little not science fiction, but it's a weird little Christmas. He's got a couple Christmas songs in these. Thing of Week 2, what's on this one? Oh wait, was Are Your Brains? No, it's on this one. One of his better known songs is called R.E. Your Brains, like an email, a response to Your Brains. It's basically a song about the zombie apocalypse in an office environment. So that's always lots of fun. Chiron Beta Prime is in the Christmas song. Cover song of I Will by the Beatles. I think those are the ones that are most popular out of this particular one. But he, he kept writing songs for a year. Code Monkey, Just as Long as Me, Tom Cruise Crazy, are the ones out of this one. The more better known ones out of this one. So I'm just reading off the songs that are better known from each particular album. Creepy Doll, Mr. Fancy Pants, You Ruined Everything, We Will Rock You, We Are the Champions, by a cover song covered by Queen, from Queen. Duh, if I can speak. So You know, some of the songs he is best known for, I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but some of the songs he's best known for are within this compilation. Some of these songs, you know, he did admit that after like doing this for a few months, it really got to be a grind. And having to write a complete, so having to write and record a new song every single week, having to do this much work in a single year to compose music. Most artists who put out record albums a year do like half this work, at least, you know, if that. You know, most albums that are recorded, they've got, you know, 16 to 20 songs. You know, they put out an album with about 12 to 13. The others are cut. So this is twice as much, you know, work as normally goes into a single album. And he put out 4. And there were some things that were cut. There was one song he did that was struck from, I think, the first 14, 13. Maybe it might have been the last one. This only got 12 songs on it. Yeah. There was this, he had done like a mashup of 2 different Beatles songs, and that got struck with a copyright infringement. So this album is shorter than all the other ones. Excuse me. But his music is quirky. There's a lot of science fiction references. There's pirate references. Lots of monkey references. Code Monkey, I forgot to mention, is basically self-referential. He used to be used to write computer code for a company before he did music. Just, this is an impressive amount of work for any artist in the span of a year. Because like, I couldn't write that much music in a year. Granted, it's not a skill I possess, but I mean, anyone can write one song in their lifetime and have it be decent. They might have to write 100 songs, but they could probably get out one decent one in their lifetime. And he's put out a lot more albums. Like I said, this is his 4th through 7th. I know he put out like, he put out a few albums before this. I'm not sure if they're counting his EPs. And he put out, you know, he continued to put out more music after this. So it didn't kill his career. He hasn't put out much new recently. He still does touring and stuff. He still does his annual cruise, where they basically do a cruise ship with him and a bunch of his friends. But I do really like his music. Just because it's fun. He's not taking himself seriously. He's kind of goofy. He's having a fun time. And it makes me laugh. Some of the songs make me laugh a lot. Honestly, I like his Christmas music some of the best, because they're sarcastic. They're not happy, fun Christmas songs, but they're not overly depressive either. They're just goofy. And I really like his music. Anywho, I guess that's it for this. As always, thanks for watching. As always, this is crap. And until next time, good hunting.